Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel, Hybrid Jamaican-American Art of Jamaican Cooking, American Power Tooling, and much more. Today, I'll be cooking Jamaican Bammy by frying them. Now, those of you who know me, watch my channel, know that I prefer baking foods over frying them. But every so often, I like some foods that are fried. And as me Jamaican relatives pointed out, you use very little oil. Americans tend to be the only ones who use excess oil. And as another one of my Jamaican relatives pointed out, that Jamaicans are getting to the point where they're not frying everything. But either way, for this one, I'll be making my Jamaican Bammy by frying it. And by God's grace, I'll have another video of me baking them. So let's get started. Okay, first, I'm going to heat up the oil in the skillet. And again, very little oil so it can get nice and hot. I'll add more oil if need be, but you want to start out with very little oil. And while the oil is heating up, I'm going to slice the Bammy into pieces. So see, I'm cutting them downward this way because when I was learning, I found that this is actually a nice, easy way for the most part. Okay, let me do it individually. And that way it becomes more even. And it's pretty easy to cut rather than doing it this way. So I thought I was going to do 6 to 8 pieces. But for this size Bammy, I think 4 is good enough. If it were the larger pieces, then I'd say 6 to 8. You know, the larger Bammy, I mean. So see? This is a way, one of the ways that I like them. I'm just waiting for the oil to get a little bit warmer. Let's turn it up some. And while it's doing that, I'm going to put the Bammy pieces into some water. But one thing, if you're going to use the water, it has to be warm water. And a little later, I'll explain why. Okay, now that my oil is nice and hot, I'm just going to dab the Bammy pieces in the water, again warm water, and then start frying them. And the reason why the water has to be warm is because when I first started making the Bammy, the first time I made it, I don't think I used the water. It came out okay. The second and third time I did it, I used water, and the Bammy came out horrible. It was barely edible. But then my Jamaican mother explained to me that the water has to be warm. So when I did it the next time, I used warm water, and it made a world of difference. My Bammy came out perfectly. So again, you don't need a whole lot of water. Don't need a whole lot of oil. You don't want to put too much water because then it'll get crumbly and all that. But now that I have my pieces in, I'm just going to fry them. Of course, I have to stay with them. Actually, let me put this so be more there. You gotta stay with them, watch them, turn them, because you don't want them to get burnt up. You want them to be nice and crispy on the outside and soft and chewy on the inside. So let me put it closer so you can see. Okay? And I seriously doubt I'm going to need more oil. Truth be told, I think even that is more than what I needed. So again, like you said, gotta just stay with them, watch them. Now, you can eat Bammy. You can have it just as a snack. But the way I eat Bammy, the way I grew up on it, it was part of a genuine Jamaican dish. You know, Jamaican meals like saltfish and okra, curry goat, you know, meals like that. Although when I was little, I used to think Bammy was pronounced Bambi. So I probably thought I was eating venison. But hey, I was just a dumb kid. Like I said, half Jamaican, half American. So what did I know? And like you might have heard me say before, the first time my mother tried making my sibling and I Jamaican food, we acted like she was trying to poison us. Until we went to Jamaica and we had it and then we loved it. So when we got back, we asked our mother to make Jamaican food for us, and she did. But then we complained it wasn't as good as Auntie's. But that's because, again, they had more genuine foods. Okay, but as you can see, the pieces are getting nice and brown. That's the way you want them, or at least that's the way I like them. I prefer them. Everyone has their preference. Of course, you want them to be cooked. You don't want to be eating undercooked or raw Bammy. Because I think Bammy is from cassava, and from what my Jamaican relatives said, the cassava, the juice, it has to be pressed out before you can use it, cook it, eat it, because I think the juice can be poisonous. And I just want to say thank you to my Jamaican relatives. You know, like I said, my mother's Jamaican and my daddy, he's American. Both black, but of different cultures, different heritages. And no offense to one culture over the other. Like I remember one girl asked me which one did I like better, and I told them, as I said in on my intro page, that I like them equally. It's just that they each have things that I like over the other, and I like the Jamaican food over the American food. And my daddy, he loved the Jamaican food too. And he loved my mother's cooking, except for the one area where it was my auntie. And that's the one Jamaican food was the one food that of my aunts that my father likes more than my mother's. So after my daddy died, I went from asking my mother how to cook the Jamaican food to asking my auntie. And again, even though I'm not big on frying for the most part, every once in a while, it's okay to fry things sometimes, but not all the time. And of course, again, there's different forms of frying. But as you can see, my pieces are getting there. They're almost done. It usually doesn't take long. Okay, like here. Let me show you. Here's the way I like them. Nice and crisp on the outside, chewy in the inside. And the way you can tell that, again, let me turn this down, is by the color. But of course, an even better way, take a taste. But when you do something long enough, you can normally tell just by looking. Okay, so now I'm going to start taking the pieces out. Let me a little bit more. Okay, take this piece out. And I put the towel on there to drain out some of the oil. And again, some people eat this just by themselves. And some people, like me, eat it as part of a genuine Jamaican meal. Okay. Nice and soft and chewy in the inside, just the way I like it. I hope you like it that way too. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you very much. I hope you return to my YouTube channel, as by God's grace, I'll be back with more ways to cook Jamaican Bammy, other Jamaican foods, and other aspects of high-breaded Jamaican-American art. Till next time.